So.
What do you mean? I wanted to look classy last week because it was important to look classy.
Dumbed it down?
What's that?
Are you saying he dumbed it down?
No, I think he's way more casual this week, which is
good.
good.
I wanted to look good for everybody last week. Big announcement and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's okay.
No, not this week. Not so much.
No, not so much.
Man,
you know, I look at you across the way here, and I look at you, and I what I see right here is just a mustache. For some reason, you're the shadow of the microphone is blocking, and I thought, wow.
With just a mustache, it's pretty solid. I saw a glimpse of it in the preview
and like,
from that angle.
Real quick, just so you know, come back to me, John. John is running our board today. You can tell that nobody framed anything up because we had to do it, which is good. What are you doing?
Well, I mean, we literally like just sat down.
Well, I know, but like
you can frame yourself by moving your body, you know, Bolin.
No. Bolin, why are you over there? Like,
just let him do it.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, you can frame me up, and I'll frame you up. How's that sound? Does that sound good? That's good. So this is week number 2, I guess, of Game Attack being independent, which is...
Numero dos.
That's right, number 2.
Balling hard.
Chad is not with us this week, as he is spending time with his family. Parker was going to be with us.
But he's spending time studying on finals.
Yeah.
Which I believe is code word for drinking and doing drugs.
John, how do I look?
You look, oh, that's a nice frame.
I know, dude.
Did all right?
That's rough. Hey, you know, that wall has not been updated with fan art in a long time. So we got to get on that shit. It's good. But, yeah, so Parker's going to be with us next week. I think you're off next week, yes?
Yeah, I mean, unless Chet James is gone or something.
Yeah.
You know?
What'd you do this weekend? Because you had a pretty exciting thing.
I guess you could say that. I mean, yeah, you might as well say that. I went to Richmond, Virginia to play a bunch of Magic the Gathering with an incredibly large group of other nerds.
What were they, like real nerds, like real life nerds?
There was one guy, and I shit you not, I thought, like, you remember that episode, the like WoW episode of South Park with the really like the stereotypical nerd?
Yeah.
I thought the guy was cosplaying that dude, and I was kind of like peeping on him for a little while, and then realized he totally wasn't. It was just like on point, looking just like that dude.
That's
like
crazy.
Same hair, same beard to neck beard, and he seemed like a nice fellow. I'm not trying to shit on the guy, do your own, but it was to the point where I was like, oh, is he cosplaying that, like, ironically? And then I was like, no, he's not cosplaying. He's just like, that's just this dude.
Just shut up. John, what the fuck are you doing?
He's having some motherfucking Oreos. Them motherfuckers delicious.
What the hell? Like, off camera, John's over there making as much fucking noise as he possibly can because he wants... If you get
Where is Brian?
Yo, okay.
Brian never just...
Beard, where are you?
Brian never just... Beard. Brian, he'd just be ripping open bags of Oreos.
Just come over here and fart
but at the same time, they probably couldn't hear it. At the same time, though, I get an Oreo, so I'll be right back. I got a story to tell about Oreos.
Hey, get me some of those Oreos.
Hey, Sam, get me some of them Oreos. Just grab half the pack. Bring them over.
We'll get a John Cam soon enough, just so he can be as obnoxious as possible. Oh, you got the double stop? Woo! Oh!
So,
you got the double stop?
Just the other day, actually, John and I were talking about like Oreos and shit. I can't remember why, but we were talking about physical fitness and shit and like being healthy. And everybody uses that dumb quote from like Aristotle or some shit, who's always like, oh man, it's a shame for a man to grow old without knowing the limits of his body or whatever. But it's like Aristotle was old as fuck. Like, we're talking like the Romans and shit. He had no idea the fuck about ice cream and Oreos and shit. Like, duh. Of course you're gonna be fit. The only thing you have to eat is like some green shit and an old horse. Like, what else are you gonna do with your fucking time? He didn't know about this shit.
Man, Aristotle didn't know they didn't have bikes.
I mean, I'm sure they could have done a bike at that point in time, but they just weren't worried about it. They were like doing orgies and shit too.
Yeah, could you imagine being Aristotle and being like, man, you guys, yeah, that's cool stuff, but I'm gonna worry about outer space. Everyone's just like, what? Word. Could you imagine being the first dude that's like, let's look at the stars and shit?
I think if
I'm not saying Aristotle was number one. But.
No, yeah, I mean, but I think if sex was also as prevalent as it appeared to have been in the Roman times, we'd all be fitter too. Like if Saturday nights were like, hey, let's get naked in front of a group of people and fuck, I'd be a little bit more worried about like having a six-pack, you know?
I hear you. Like if that was your Saturday evenings, you go and you're gonna bang 3 girls. Yeah, I'd worry about having a nice abs as well.
Yeah, but like, the men were super ripped. The women, they had the pear shape, all of them. They had supernatural bodies.
They didn't have Oreos either.
I guess yeah. This is like, you know, all the women are just like, they just laying like this, like all the time.
No,
you know?
hold on. I want to come back to this real quick. This is important. But
What
I do
happened?
want to let everybody know that this episode of the Try Our Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Dollar Shave Club.
We got a sponsor?
Yeah, we got sponsors.
And we're
this week.
independent?
That's right. It's a big deal.
Thank you, Dollar Shave
Oh,
Club.
yeah.
That's awesome. All
Man,
right.
now everybody really needs to go support them because they're
Yes.
supporting our independence, which is outstanding.
Last time I shaved was with a Dollar Shave Club razor. You can tell it's been a minute, but damn, that was a fine shave.
Well,
It was the last time they sponsored us. I was complaining because you always jack the razors, and I got that one.
Mm-hmm.
God, that is a good shave. Like,
All right, let's talk about this
good.
this Roman women, right?
yo, I mean, we could talk about Roman women.
No, well, here's the thing.
I do
though.
think that they're just kind of how they portrayed them, though. Like, I mean, there had to be some, like, there had to be some,
looking,
well,
like,
no, some
fit
famine
ass.
shit going around. Like, there had to be some, and there were also.
Nobody in Rome was starving. Everyone was just naked and rich in Rome.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure there was a
I'm
lower
pretty sure that's
class.
not accurate. But
Like I always read some shit about like, cause like I like my history a lot, and I never will claim to have it down accurately. But a lot of people, not to say they glorify it, but they're just like, oh, being like a Roman slave wasn't that bad. Like, you know,
Yeah, sure.
and I'm like, just like,
like,
like I
think
get it, they could buy their freedom back eventually, but like you're still a slave. It
Wait,
seems
who-
pretty
who-
raw.
Who's they? Who's they saying that?
Historians.
Historians were like, yeah.
Oh, man.
How many of those historians were ever slaves? I don't think anyone's ever been like, hey, being a slave is not that bad. Anybody who says that's a fucking moron.
Hey, this is awesome.
You're a slave.
Well, no, I mean, it's not like they're not understanding that, but it is to the point where they, like, there was a societal thing where, at least it appears that there was a societal standard of being like, if you treated your slaves like a piece of shit, you were probably a piece of shit. So it was like, you know, and there was also like a little bit of a thing where it was, you know, hey, look how good my slaves are. They're dressed in like silks and gold because I'm that rich. So
I
having them
remember-
have a decent like quality of life kind of meant that you were balling hard. But still, yeah, like I mean that's the exact thing. Like you're still a fucking slave one
Yeah.
way or another.
Freshman year of college, I had a history teacher, History 1301, she was awesome. She was one of those teachers that was like,
One of the
sorry,
ones that
it
actually
was
fucking
called-
inspires you.
history
It was called 13N1.
01, 1301.
I thought it was like, how
You
many
know,
histories you
grade
learned at one
13,
time?
first class, you know what.
Okay.
But I felt like I was a freshman, you know, I'm like 18, 19, and she started teaching the subject, and I was like, lady, some of us are too young for you to be trying to teach how you're doing it. Because she was talking about how in the South in, you know, 17, 1800s, you know, white slave owners, not every single one of them was just like beating the shit out of their slaves because, you know, slaves were expensive and like they were important to these, you know, these sons of
Yeah.
bitches.
I mean, it's not
And-
like every single person who owns a car is just like flooring it and never changing the oil and like, yeah, it's the same
Yeah,
thing.
just-
Like at
just-
that point, it's like, you know, that
It's
wheel
like-
sounds
yeah,
shitty, but at that point,
yeah,
it's
the
like
wheels-
it's like a horse. You're not gonna just let it die.
Just, I mean, yeah, you're so passively comparing people to cars and horses, but
That was the.
but-
I'm saying that was the state of mind, though.
But yeah, to the white slave owners, you know, the slaves were like farming equipment.
Yeah.
And like not every slave owner was just beating the shit like out of their slaves like Uncle Tom's Cabin and shit. But I understood that, and I understood that the teacher knew that slavery was still bad and horrible.
When was this?
And a human
How
tragedy.
many years ago?
It was in it would have been 2007. Like,
Oh man, so this is actually
Fall-
after. No, this is before social media. So like, can you imagine? That
No,
teacher
that's
saying that-
after social media.
Yeah,
it's just
Well,
not after.
No, like real, like
It's not. It's
social media of today.
okay. It's after social media, before the Tumblr age.
yeah. But and I was like, teacher bitch, like you're an awesome teacher. You're doing a great job right now. I understand exactly what you're throwing down. You're just trying to show that slaves were very important and expensive to plantation owners. And I was looking around, and man, some of the students in that class. I had a couple of them walked out. One dude like started cussing her out and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
They just
They couldn't comprehend.
yeah, they couldn't take it. It
Their
was just
frontal lobe hadn't developed yet.
it was just like
I don't know if I put it like that.
it was just
That's the man thing.
it was just like really, really intense and like
I
a
love
horrible
teachers
situation.
like that. You know, I love teachers that were like down to make people walk out. Like I think I've told this story before, but I had one of those at Ben Franklin. And he was composition and like English composition, and I also took like film with him and a lot of stuff. He was like one of the best
His name
teachers
was
I've
Ben
ever had.
Franklin?
Yeah.
Why are you covering up Deadpool?
Deadpool
You don't like
fucking sucks. He is such a shite character.
He
Anyways,
is. And I'll move that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm on that train too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this guy, and it was like day one of class, we were going over literature, and he just was like, we're going to go over this semester, we're going over the Bible. And a lot of people like, and a lot of people are like, yay.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
then he was just like, and then I was just like, oh man, I don't want to do this shit. And then he's like, this is the oldest piece of fiction you can buy. And like, and
God.
then like 3 people were like, no.
Yeah.
And they stormed out, and I was like, hey, Ben
Yeah.
Frank, like, you know,
Yeah.
it was dope as shit.
Same
And, like,
same thing. He was like, I had a lit teacher like my junior year, and he was like, you know, same thing, but they were like yelling at him. He's like, you do know the Bible is the most repeatedly translated piece of literature in
Yeah.
civilization, right?
Yeah, and that's exactly what mine did. He was like, dude, like whether you believe it or not, this is a book that is like every story is based off of this in one way or another. Either it's like this is modern literature, and like it's everything. Like you can everything. Like RoboCop is a Jesus allegory according to the guy who made it. Like I mean
and
everything.
Paul
is.
Verhoeven's like a
Yeah.
sick fuck.
He's weird,
That
yeah.
director's awesome.
But still, it's like I mean it
Yeah.
is, and it's like whether you give a shit about the religious aspect, it is an iconic piece of literature.
Yeah.
One
I
way or
mean, it
another.
was rewritten by people with feathers. Could you imagine being in a mass room of people and looking around and like being like, all I got to do is change like 2 words in this bitch, and all of human history is totally rewritten.
Yeah, like it
y'all
went
are just
it went
copying pages down.
It went from like they murdered him, like it was like they praised him to murdered.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I hope I'm in that position someday.
It
just
is,
like,
and I mean, even that King James specifically had them change shit. That's why the King James Bible is like the King James Bible. He was like, yo, maybe let's do a little redos on the story. It's like right now you couldn't even do that shit with like Spielberg tries to do that with Indiana Jones, and we're like, fuck no. But like King James was like, the Bible, redoing it. Like, and everyone's like, I guess you're the king. It's that or I'm a slave or dead. Like, you know,
yeah.
few options
which
back
apparently
then.
at that time wasn't that bad.
No, that was the Dark
Oh, my
Ages
bad,
had it rough,
sorry.
and they were serfs, not slaves. Let's get our lingo correct.
Is that what serfs meant back then?
I mean, I don't know
As
if King
opposed to
James
as-
was
wait,
around there, but
as
that
opposed
is
to what, Craig?
I don't know because
Surfers?
No. Because I always heard the term serf like they were a serf like in that time period.
Yeah.
Surf ninjas.
and it
Yeah,
was
wouldn't that be fucking awesome if everyone was just a surf ninja back then?
that would have made for much cooler history. But yeah, serfs were generally like because nobody had travel, so if you lived in a king's domain, it wasn't like you had options. It was just like, well, whatever the king gives us, I guess that's what. So like a population of like a kingdom, especially when they were much smaller, we're talking like, you know, oh, your kingdom's like 300 people and that's a big ass kingdom. You know, they were all serfs because they had nothing else to do and they couldn't move around. It wasn't until like after great wars and shit and especially after the plague where they lost a lot of shit, that skilled tradesmen they had enough horses and shit to go around and get people, but they didn't have enough people to build things anymore. So they were actually able to kind of like rise up, and that's where the whole trades class like kind of became the nobles and the first middle class.
Well, see, that's what's fucked up now is that nobody in the world now knows, at least specifically in America, has any idea of how to be a tradesman anymore. Like the idea of people who know a trade, like in that.
Well, they're the people that are doing quite well.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I remember.
yeah.
They're gonna be the most powerful fucking people in America.
I
like,
would hope so.
Yes.
Well, there's a
exactly.
lot. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. There's a lot of stuff and this and that can be replaced. But yeah, like I know a couple. I know one guy, like the stereotypical one, welding. I know one welder, and he does real well.
Yeah.
Real well.
Welding.
I know a locksmith crushes it pretty hard.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's not balling out of control, but he's definitely doing all right. He's got a house and shit. It's like, you know, just those are jobs that people kind of forgot about, but no one stopped needing them. Like, I mean, plumbers, like the second you stop shitting in a toilet, you lose society. Like, it's going away fast. So you need them.
How much do you think, you're talking about like things that people need, like the idea of like, you'll never be able to replace a locksmith, right? You'll never be able to replace a plumber.
Locksmith, maybe, just depending on it.
Yeah, robots maybe someday.
And someday, you
know,
call a robot out and say, I need to get into my house. Maybe.
Special keys and like, there's a point. Like, I mean, a locksmith's one thing, but like the absolute worst case scenario when you need a locksmith and can't get one is like, guess I gotta break the window and go in. Like, you know, it sucks, but it's not like, well, we lost the house, let's move. Like, let's start over, you know?
Well, I'm saying, but like, the idea of replaceable jobs, like in the next 10 years, that's just going to be crazy. The amount of jobs in the service industry that are going to be replaced by machines,
Yeah.
And that just how fucked up that is. Like the idea.
So I feel like that's something that's been talked about since like the 40s. You know what I mean? Like,
what do
you think the realistic timeline is on that now?
Oh, dude, I think it's come next decade. Absolutely.
I think
McDonald's.
I'll agree to a bit, but I do think that there's like, the 40s, it did happen. Like, I mean, and it still
100%.
has effects. Like Detroit got screwed and they lost so much labor, and it was just like it just hit that one field really hard. Like factory automatization was really big in the car industry, and like that fucked shit up, and it'll happen again.
But that's just going down hard now. Like
hard, and it's weird because like when that happened, those factory jobs were always considered like pretty good jobs. You know, they were pretty solid. Now it's going to happen with McDonald's and stuff where those have not been considered pretty good jobs. The managers will still keep their jobs probably at McDonald's.
Yeah, but like
the guys running the registers
in
and
the machines, the oil.
Yeah, and, I mean, I also don't think it's just going to be like boom. It's going to be like Panera. When's the last time you went to Panera and didn't have the option to just boop, 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 do your order yourself?
I don't know. I don't go to Panera.
Well, I do, like, a couple times. They have a person at the register, and then there's also the thing to the side of the register where you can it's a touch screen thing. It's very clear how it works. So, beverages, sandwiches, pick two, and you just place your order and hit it, and then you pick up a buzzer, put the number in, and then walk to your table, and they bring you your food.
How many times have you been to the grocery store and gone through self-checkout?
Yeah, exactly. Right? But that's the thing. They don't, it's not like on Thursday, there's no more cashiers, you know? They'll just do it so it's like there's a lane that goes this way, and hopefully the transition will go fast enough. But I do think the most interesting point I've seen for like the big excess or exodus of like workers from that kind of industry is the same shit as horses. Like whenever we didn't have cars, we had mad fucking horses because we needed them to do shit. We got cars. Horses in population just like fucking plummeting. We didn't need them. So, but that's not going to happen with people unless it happens with people.
Yeah.
So,
I
like,
mean, you never know. You never know
like,
what's going to happen now.
Yeah, and that's why it's like there's the idea of you give people universal income, which I like and dislike. Because like obviously that would be a great idea for some people, or it would enable the people, some people, not all people. I said some people like a piece of shit there, but just like it would enable even people like me to just be like, nah, I'm gonna sit home and play games. Like, you know, I'll be okay. I'm fine being at this level of poor and enjoying my day to day.
Because you don't need much.
Yeah, I don't need much. Like, I'm pretty good. Like, I mean, I brought y'all the bread sandwich. Like, you know how I've lived. So I've just been like, hey, it's fun. Like, I got a packet of mayo. This sandwich is better than yesterday's. Like, I just think that so the universal income on that side sounds appealing to me, but it also, like, I mean, every time I see, like, we just passed April where I paid taxes, and it was just like, that's a lot of money. The fuck are y'all doing with it? Like, my roads still suck.
Yep.
I don't care about children's education, really. I mean, I do,
Let the lottery pay for that.
I really do care about it.
He kind of looked over at me when he said that. He goes,
well, no, it's not that. It's like I really do care about children's education. It's just that I don't. Whatever they're doing with my money doesn't seem to be doing anything good. Like these kids ain't getting better. Like I'm not seeing any evidence that they're coming out smarter. Like the good scientists are. The middle ground is just like
taxes should go to taking away smartphones from teenagers. I think that would fix a lot.
Man.
I mean, taxes should go to maybe telling people it's the same shit where I'm sure, like, do you guys let your kids go out front and play?
Not without us watching, but yeah, we do.
Yeah, I
for
mean,
sure.
and you live in
they're not
a
old enough
pretty
yet, you know?
nice neighborhood, and they're like, what? Mackenzie's 5,
She's
4?
5, yeah.
5? Okay, so
5
I
and
guess it's
2.
little, yeah. But
it's a
it's
little
that thing where
sister.
a lot of people, though, are just so scared that something's going to happen, where the reality is, like, crime is way down in comparison to the 70s.
Dude. Yeah,
It's just that it's like, you've been told to be afraid of it 10 times more. So taxes should probably go to
It's
tell
that fake
people to chill the
news.
fuck out.
Fake news.
It's that fake news, everybody.
Fake news. Craig, your kids, let them go out front. Get hit by traffic. It's fake. All of it. I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's not even it's
Like
not
Shapiro
fake.
while you're doing that.
Shapiro?
Yeah. What's his name?
I thought it was a little bit more Capote.
Capote.
Yeah.
Capote, yeah?
Yeah.
Truman Capote?
Yeah.
Whatever. Hey, something that came to mind while you're talking, and I got to get it out before
Okay.
I lose it.
Go.
This is actually the last week we're doing Try Hard at 7 p.m. We got a lot of people watching live right now on YouTube, which is great because next week we're going to be back live on YouTube again at our regular time slot, 4 p.m. Central Time. So this is the last Try Hard as part of the cock block and with Rooster Teeth. So next week are 4 o'clock. Same with all of our shows next week. Monday, 4 o'clock. Tuesday, 4 o'clock. Thursday, 4 o'clock. Friday, 4 o'clock. All streaming.
Lots of live streaming. And a reminder.
Oh, shit. You keep going.
And a reminder to you guys, I see we're getting a lot of new sponsors and
I'm going to use sponsor and super chat. Call it in a second.
okay, and super chats. Thank you guys so much. We want to remind you that now that Game Attack is independent, it's just you and us, baby. So thank you guys so much for supporting Game Attack and the families of its co-runners, Sean and Bolin.
Sean and Bolin?
Yeah, Sean and Bolin.
Sounds good.
Taking care of business. But thank you guys so much, and we'll get y'all a call out when we can.
Yeah, absolutely. In just a few minutes.
Let's talk about why I hate Deadpool.
Well, okay. I'll tell you
Oh,
what.
wait, keep going.
Well, no. The one actually really important thing
Yeah.
that people have been asking about that we decided on doing this weekend.
Yeah.
Mark it on your calendars.
Oh, yeah.
May 19th, 4 p.m. That is next Friday. Mario Party.
Live, motherfucks! It's fucking live.
That's
The
right.
whole fucking thing. It's an exhibition match. Doesn't count towards the season, but we are going to do Mario Party live right here on gaming.youtube.com
one?
/gaming/live.
I figured we'd do
We do a Twitter poll or something?
no. Well, I figured it'd be player's choice.
Yeah,
Like,
I think we
could
just
decide.
agree on one. I'd want to do a Mario Party 4 or 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5 is fine with me.
I'd be okay with 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess it's up to Chad James.
Chad
so-
James would be
Yeah,
fine
yeah.
with 4 or 5.
Okay.
4 or 5 is seems like I might like 3 a little bit more, but those are still
I'd be
really
okay with
they're
3.
really enjoyable games. Like 4 and 5.
I
There's
feel like
nothing bad.
I feel like we don't bitch about the mini games as much in
No,
the
one of them,
GameCube
maybe
ones.
5 had a really shitty map that was super slow.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Like, I mean, maps I feel like maybe not as good as 4 or 5, but I'll agree with you on the mini game.
But not so
There's more
much
variety.
torturous as on N64 or as bullshit as on the
Yeah.
Wii. They're just like, and they figured out that you
Yeah.
could make games where you run and jump.
They do have a tendency to have a shit ton of 1v3 matches, though.
Yeah,
for some
that is
reason.
true.
But
Apparently, we're
small
playing
problem.
Mario Party 5 all wrong, and as soon as we get a capsule, people want us to throw it down
Yeah,
as
they want
fast
us,
as we
but
can.
that
Yeah.
I think
So
only
maybe we'll
makes
do
a
it.
humongous effect on the longer the game is.
Well, we're gonna go. We said 35 turns, something like that. We're going
Yeah, we'll do it 35.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
so we'll do
it's-
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
okay,
not-
not torturous, but still
Yeah,
something
yeah,
special
still
for the
good.
audience.
It
I
doesn't
get
count
you.
towards the league,
I get you.
but it's been something that a lot of people have been asking about.
Yeah,
and there's
yeah.
an opportunity to do it before you guys head down to Austin, so
All
that's
right.
pretty fucking exciting.
Well, do you want to?
Nah, if you wanted to,
now?
why do you hate Deadpool?
hold on, I got one more thing.
Why?
Listen, this is important. I got to talk about our sponsor,
Yes.
Dollar Shave Club this
Yes.
week, which is great.
Thank
Oh,
God
nail
for
it.
Dollar Shave Club.
Thank God for
Put
Dollar
food
Shave.
on the table.
That's right.
How awesome is that?
Yes, get a great shave at a great price, conveniently delivered right to your door. Dollar Shave Club is the smarter choice. We've been talking about Dollar Shave Club quite a bit. I used to shave. I used to hate shaving, right, personally, and I think shaving is something that it's kind of seen as an inconvenience. For me, I shave once a week. I used to shave as little as possible. Like I'd go 2 weeks without shaving because I could, and I'd grow it out as much as I could. Now it's once a week. I'm fortunate enough to where I only have to do it once a week, but when I do, it's nice, it's silky, it's smooth, and I use a Dollar Shave Club razor. It's just so nice. You get the first month for only $1.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's only good stuff. And the Dr. Carver's shave butter. which
It is
good.
butter.
Yeah.
I spread it on my
for only
toast.
$5 with shipping.
I put it on my toast as well as on my face.
Real talk. That shaving with that stuff, I don't know if it was that stuff or the razor. Don't know what part of the Dollar Shave Club made it happen. But when I shaved, it's the first time I shaved in like a year where I haven't gotten any, like, not a one ingrown hair. Not a one.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
Hey, and fellas, or gals, if there's a lady or man in your life that likes to shave their legs for a silky, smooth experience, my wife was in the shower and she verbatim said, "What the hell is this stuff? It's like magic." And by God, just touchable calves all day.
Super silky.
Yep, super silky.
So for a limited time, new members get their first month of the executive razor with a tube of their Dr. Carver's shave butter, which is like magic,
Carves the hairs, not the skin.
for only $5 with free shipping. After that, razors are just a few bucks a month. That's a $15 value for only $5. So if it's
How much do the expensive razors cost? $75
Millions.
a week. That's how much they
It's
cost.
ridiculous. There are no hidden fees, no commitments. Cancel anytime you like. So you can get this offer exclusively by going to dollarshaveclub.com/tryhard. What is it, Sam?
dollarshaveclub.com/tryhard.
That's correct.
Well, I have to go
buddy.
to the gym and then file my cancellation of service and then write a handwritten letter to the executive of the gym
No.
to cancel my dollar. It's just
Absolutely
anytime.
not. Anytime you like.
Oh, that's good.
All right. So thank you very much.
That's so good.
Go to
That's nice.
dollarshaveclub.com/tryhard for your to give it a whirl. It's awesome. So thank you guys very much. Appreciate it. They've been supporting us. Make sure you support them. All right. So yes, Deadpool. Continue.
Deadpool, like I know you've written some desk of death brattles about Deadpool. What's that about?
No, I don't really have a problem. Okay, I dislike stuff in general that breaks the fourth wall. That
Yeah.
not like obviously this like we're gonna do it. It's a podcast, but
Yeah.
when it's when it's a piece of media, like a contained piece of media, like the fourth wall is there for a good reason.
Yeah.
Don't break it, or else like it just feels dumb to me. But besides that, it's not necessarily Deadpool that I dislike. It's just everybody that seemingly embodies him at every con ever.
Yeah,
and-
I feel like we've talked
Okay.
about this actually.
Yeah.
The over Deadpooling of conventions.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
the character himself,
Deadpool's
whatever.
a piece of shite. That means I can do it in person.
Yeah, he's turned into like an excuse to be cancer at a convention.
Yeah.
Like in Deadpool is the cancer of conventions currently, just because there's so many Deadpools being shitty because they think that's like what the character would do or is excusable because of the character, but that's not really the case at all.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm all for playing around, but like if you Deadpool and you touch me at a convention,
yeah.
I'm like,
Or
don't
come
fucking-
behind the booth and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Like, it's
I'm like,
not-
hey, don't fucking touch me. He's like, but I'm Deadpool. I'm like, no.
Yeah. It doesn't give you a license to be a shitbag. And I'm not saying everyone is a shitbag. I'm
No,
just saying
no,
I've
by
ran
all
into
means,
plenty
no.
that are. And yeah, it's just like, what do you do? Yeah.
Does John know the magic of showing your computer on the screen?
Yeah. John, pull it up real quick so everyone can see it over there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, or you can just put it on the main screen if you want. There you go.
Oh, awesome.
So is this like your nightmare here?
I like that guy. He's pretty good.
I mean, like I said, they're not all bad. It's just that some of them are extra shitty.
Just the idea of like, hey, it's an excuse to be a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, some of them.
Oh man, he's bowing up. What's up?
Man, I wish that security guard would just like womp
All right.
his ass. I hope he got permission before he kissed that girl's tit.
Not oh man. Yeah, like the idea yeah, I don't know. This whole thing just you're right. It does kind of bother me a little bit.
I don't know.
mean,
It's just such a, I don't know, like, what the Deadpool movie did do
like,
for,
okay, go back a couple, Craig. There
Got
was
it.
a perfect example.
what's
Got
that?
it.
Can you go back like 3 or 4?
This one?
That one. That girl does not look like she's having a swell time or was really about this picture in general.
Yeah.
No.
And that is the problem with it, is because they just use it as a license to be a douchebag, whereas no costume should ever give you that.
Yeah, that is
Like,
true.
I understand being in the character a little bit and stuff, but not to the point where you're pushing boundaries that people aren't comfortable, which, like, I mean, like, I'm not saying you shouldn't walk around and, like, high-five random strangers. That's different because you've put up the option to high-five and they can accept it.
Yes, yes.
But you can't just, like, go touch people or go behind booths or just do any of that shit.
Yeah.
Tommy the Toucan. Yeah,
And
back in the
that's
day,
an example of a thing that I dislike too. Like, I mean, I just don't like.
My thing is like, what is Deadpool good at? He's good at breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
It-
hate
it is
breaking the
invincible.
fourth. Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I love breaking the fourth
See,
wall.
the
I thought the movie
invincibility
was
thing
great.
drives me even crazier. It's why like I don't think Superman is an interesting character.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's the thing
Well-
that the internet now thinks like, oh, Superman's not cool anymore because he's invincible.
Well, because
or
Zack
whatever.
Snyder's an idiot too. But like, he's just like, he's never in danger.
Yeah, it's the fourth wall. I feel like it's a. I don't want to go out of the way to shit on the people that write it, but it does feel like a really cheap writer's tool.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, oh, okay. Anything, if we ever write ourselves into a corner, this will fix it perfectly.
But he is a
Every
red
time.
ninja. And red ninjas are cool.
Red and black, like that color
Yeah, I know.
combo is like just on top tier edgelord
I know.
color combo.
I know.
Gold and black's up there too, man. You turned me on to gold and black.
Golden, yeah, but that's not an edgelord color combo. That's
Yeah, that's
like,
regal shit.
yeah,
That's fucking
like,
high class. That's
Yeah.
Jay-Z colors.
That's
Dude,
ballers and shit.
A lot of people don't. Actually, nobody knows this. But it was between purple and black and gold and black for
Yeah.
for a game attack, which is crazy. So.
It's just gold. It's just gold can print like an off brown or tan
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
So we chose the other hard
we've
to
had-
print colors.
Yeah.
like back in the day when I was making shirts, we had both great examples of gold and just terrible examples
Mm-hmm.
of gold on a shirt, like, you know. And the good example is that like cool shimmery metallic stuff almost never holds up well in a wash.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
it's like no matter what you
Loses
do,
its
and costs
texture.
more money. So it was just like from that point of view, gold's a bad option if you're really trying to merchandise branding. Like it's
I-
not gonna work.
Can I share with you guys my con hate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So the thing that my pet peeve at cons, and it's something you see at every con. It's the equivalent of your Deadpool. It just drives me crazy every time.
What's that?
It's free hugs guy.
Yeah, free hugs guy.
Free hugs guy.
I'm not as upset with him
I
because
get it
he's
at a
giving people the
political
option.
rally. I get it where like there's rioters,
No. But
but not where there's just a bunch of hot chicks with their boobies hanging
yeah, hey,
out.
John, camera me, please. If you're a free hug guy, listen, I need you to think about this. If you're a free hug guy, just reevaluate what's going on, right? Because you're probably pretty creepy. So just don't be free hug guy. Because free hug guy is always the guy that nobody gets hugs from. You don't do it.
And if you are attractive
Sorry.
and you're free hug guy, you can hug me anytime you want, big boy. What's up? You want a hug? I'll hug you.
There's a level of all those things too where like I think it's attractiveness of free hug guy, and it's almost never free hug girl.
No.
No,
No, it's never gonna be free hug.
no, of course not.
I think I might have
just
seen
just
it
like
once.
just like you're never gonna.
But the free hug guy, like that matters. Like, are you attractive or not? And even if you are attractive, I'm still not happy about what you're doing. I understand you have a right to do it. And then B, there's totally an age group thing.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Oh,
the
that's
older
weird.
I get, like, I mean, because, like, free hug guy who's 18, a lot of other 18-year-olds are down with free hug guy.
Yeah, that's cool.
No one's 34 and is like, I want a hug. No, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What is this
we
affection you
don't
wanna
need
show me?
hugs.
I've got a great transition for that too.
Please.
Oh, hit it.
Transitioning into 90s films because I know it's weird.
T2
but,
is great. I mean, that's the only reason I need it.
But like you're talking about like that's probably something that changes as you get older, right?
Yeah.
Like, 7 years ago, if I saw Free Hug Guy at a convention, I would be like, oh, cool. But now I'm being like,
Well, it's also old hat because it's been around for like 7+ years.
well, yeah. But now I'm like, there's a guy that's giving free hugs. How old is he, and how young are the people he is hugging?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, man.
Also, I do think you need to evolve it too. It's like if you look at YouTube 7 years ago, movies 7 years ago, almost anything 7 years ago, it's in many ways shittier than it is now.
Or
Free
it's
Hug
perceived
Guy-
to be shittier as it is now.
Oh,
than
sure.
Well,
it is
I
now.
mean, just on the level of like what they give, I can understand you might not enjoy the actual like content, but the way it's produced, all of this shit is almost undeniably better. Free Hug Guy needs to step it up. I'm just saying, like I've never seen a Free Hug Guy with a bag of bite-sized Snickers, because I'd be more in. Like if Free Hug Guy was a free tiny picture guy, back in.
What if
But the
Free
game
Hug Guy
hasn't
was-
changed. They're just this the same fucking thing year after year. You gotta reinvent. You gotta evolve. Free Hug Guy.
I don't think I've ever seen Free Beach Guy.
Free
Free
Shipper
Beach Guy. I think Free Beach Guy is just on Grindr. Like I think that's like I think swap dog. We heat up Grindr. I'm pretty sure we'll find Free Beach Guy. He's just too busy to go to the con because he has got work to do.
Could you
okay?
imagine if some guy was at at RTX or whatever, holding up Free Beach Guy?
One will probably be there now.
It's
thanks
a
to this.
sandwich board, but his dick's hanging out. Like, wait, does he give the free beaches?
No, he's offering.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
like the Free Hug Guy's offering free hugs.
Okay.
It would be funny if they.
Free beach guy, but his dick is hanging out. He's like,
It would be
give
really,
'em to me.
really funny if they redid the scene from Die Hard 2 where he has the whole placard
Die Hard
about
3,
That's
yeah.
Die Hard 3,
Yeah.
sorry, where he has the whole I hate a certain type of people,
Yeah, yeah.
except it was just free beaches and all the people were angrily stormed up to him and Sam Jackson's like, no, that's mine. Like,
in Harlem, yeah. It's
free
just-
beach guy. It just changed the letters on that sign. It's a totally different scene.
Have you seen Die Hard 3?
No.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
what a good one.
That's with Samuel L. Jackson.
No,
in New York.
That one.
It's so
it
good.
opens so good.
I think it's
dude.
my favorite one.
Yeah, it's not as good as one in my opinion, but it's pretty
They're like
fucking
driving
close.
the cab through the park and shit. It's
Yeah,
super
1 and
good.
3 are the best,
Man,
dude.
God,
Two's the one at the airport, right?
Yeah.
Die Hard 1 makes me want Christmas time.
Well, Die Hard. That's why Die
I
Hard 3 is
know.
awesome because you can watch Die Hard 3 anytime.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Except for Christmas, and it's the Die Hard 1 experience, but with way more car chases, subway crashes.
A boat.
Yeah, boat crashes, car chases. He drives cab through Central Park, almost kills like 800 people, and racial tension.
Oh.
Extreme racial tension between Sam Jackson and John
Yeah,
McClane.
yeah. And I mean, John McClane's not even like a racist. They just get off on the wrong foot, pretty
Yeah.
much.
It's also I'll just tell Craig at the beginning. There's a bomber in New York, and he hates John McClane. You don't know why. You end up finding out why.
Okay.
But he calls John McClane and he's like, John McClane, I'm gonna blow up the city if you don't go to Harlem and put on a sandwich board sign
Oh, yeah, I've heard about
that
this.
says I hate, and then it's got the
Yeah,
word
yeah.
that nobody can say, of course. So
With a Vengeance?
yeah, Die Hard with a Vengeance. And
Oh shit! It was not rated very high on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's
by the
surprising.
users. Look at the critics.
Oh, that's exactly.
Oh, that's the critics. Yeah.
No,
The
they're
critics
wrong.
hated it. Users loved it.
Yeah.
The critics are wrong on
I'd like
this
to.
one.
Yeah. But yeah, Sam Jackson like sees him with the sandwich board, and like then they get paired together on that happening. So it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good.
But yeah, what does the critics say about Die Hard 1? That's right.
Because
Yeah,
It's the best.
92%, motherfucker.
It's good, man. It's great.
Anyways, 90s movies.
Yes.
Man, I was watching Fear. I watched Fear with Mark Wahlberg and Reese Witherspoon.
Dude, you were talking about this the other day. And
Yeah, yeah.
It's in a video we got coming up, right? For some reason this happened. No, it was during our Death Days. You were talking
during
about.
Death Days, we were
That's
talking
right.
about Fear. I was watching
I
with
haven't seen
John.
it.
Have you ever heard of Fear? It's
think
one of
so.
Mark Wahlberg's earliest movies. But Reese Witherspoon, she's like 18. I think they made it in 1996, didn't they? John and I were talking about how crazy 90s movies are, and they're like filmed a special way, and like they just don't make them like that anymore. And like the 90s is like a weird period. I kind of attributed it to being like because of the grunge era in rock, but takes place in Seattle. Reese Witherspoon's like 16 years old. Mark Wahlberg is a fucking nut job. Oh,
Got
look
it.
at this shit.
I'm gonna turn
He's
this
really
down.
young.
Yeah. You,
Dude,
can throw it on the back TV if you want, John. That's how we
Dude,
get
straight up,
around this
Reese
stuff.
Witherspoon's a hoe.
Yeah, she's just like
In this movie.
well, she's
right?
not a hoe. She just gets taken advantage of by this 30-year-old. But man,
Is
It's-
he supposed to be like 30 years old? Is that what his deal is? He's a little older. Okay.
yeah. But this is where he fingers her on the roller coaster, so that's
That's why I
awesome.
pulled it up.
What?
You were
Yeah.
talking.
She's easy. What?
Yeah, yeah. You gotta watch Fear, dude. It's
I
awesome.
don't know how I've never thought about even trying that.
Yeah, what's up?
Dude, look at how young he is. Look at how young she is.
I know. But so it was awesome because I've watched this movie a dozen times. But this is the oldest I've been and watched this film, obviously, because of time and stuff. But every time I watch it, I watch
Because
it
of
as
time and stuff.
I watch it as like an 11-year-old, and I'm like, this movie's scary. That Mark Wahlberg's scary. I watch it as a teenager. Reese Witherspoon's a fucking idiot. Okay? And then now I watch it. I watch
Well,
it
yeah.
as
I mean, the wind from the roller coaster could inflate her.
yeah. Whoa, exactly. Okay, but now watching it, I watch it with what I expect to be the eyes of a parent.
Yeah.
Because every outfit, I'm like, girl, what the fuck are you wearing to this shit, you little tramp? And so, yeah.
Sam getting into this. He's like, what's
It's
up?
damn
It's just I've never even seen this. How have I not seen this? And this is really graphic.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great movie.
Yeah, she's just a bunch of moaning faces. You know?
Oh!
It's the roller coaster is a really great allegory for it too. Like I
I know.
mean, this seems like a decent like the director and writers knew something. Yeah,
It's very well done.
What's the premise
a
again?
little
of the story?
epileptic, but
Reese Witherspoon's like 15, or she's a young teenager, and Mark Wahlberg. Well, yeah, I know.
Yeah, she's like
She's like
11.
11, but yeah, she just she's trouble at home. Her mom died or something. She's with her dad and her stepmom. Kind of trouble at home, but she has a friend that kind of like. Oh man, do the tattoo scene from Fear. Click that one, Craig.
This one?
Yeah,
you just missed it.
Oh, you just missed it. But
This
yeah,
one?
so
This one?
yeah, whatever. No, the one with his shirt's off.
God, what the fuck, dude?
Oh, you suck at that shit.
Just saying. Well, there's only like 47 annotations on that.
Yeah, I know.
This was a lot
But yeah,
of
so
annotations.
This
her
one?
friend kind of
Yeah,
gets her
that
into
one.
a party, and she meets Mark Wahlberg, and
How old is Mark Wahlberg supposed to be in this movie?
he's like 22, 23. He's a young dude. But yeah, he's got a dart, you know? Oh, God, this movie's so bad ass. I'm going to watch it again when I go home. I bought it on DVD so I could watch it whenever I want now.
Why is he doing all of this?
Oh, he just fucking nut job. And he does it well. There's like a lot of scenes with the dad, and like, he's like, hey, Mr. Thompson. You know, he's like really sweet
Hey,
and
how
stuff.
you doing?
But the real tension, more than anything, Nicole.
Oh God!
Yeah.
So he carved that in him?
Yeah.
What does it say?
It said Nicole forever. Oh, do the top right. The
God,
top right.
dude.
Yeah,
okay,
that one.
we can't just watch Fear.
Yeah, we can watch film. But the real tension comes from Reese Witherspoon's dad, who's like a hard ass, and he knows what's up. Like, he sees it.
Nice.
And
Of
so,
course, the
like,
parents always see
yeah,
it.
they're kind of like bad-litted and shit.
There's something special about dad revenge too.
Mm-hmm.
When it gets to that point, I haven't seen the movie, but
It's funny because I remember seeing this. I've seen this movie once, maybe.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember the roller coaster scene because I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking like the dad was a dick.
Yeah.
Like, and I,
The dad
Yeah, he
is kind
probably-
of like. Yeah, the dad has his own little tale of redemption, as John's saying off camera. But like, the dad
it's not
is
working, Bull. It's
that
not.
fucking sucks.
that's fine.
The dad is kind of a dick. Like, he is kind of a piece of
But
shit.
probably
He-
for the right reasons.
yeah, he is kind of a shitty father. just kind
Also-
of, but yeah,
Mark Wahlberg seems like you said crazy as shit. So
yeah, he plays it really
is he
well.
legit into this girl or just manipulating
Oh,
her?
he loves her.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
So he's just a nut job, not like a sexual predator.
Yeah, there's a part where like he's got a.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he did. I don't. He's never. He's not a sexual predator to her. There's not really any. Yeah, I guess. But there's not like a horrible like rape scene or anything where he like hurts her like
So
that or anything like that.
How did this transition to this again?
Because I was talking about 90s movies and I don't know, I just wanted to
Yeah, but
transfer
how
to
did
90s
you get
movies.
to 90s movies from whatever the fuck we were talking
I
about?
don't fucking remember, dude.
He was just saw a good movie recently, but it is like I mean it's weird. Even that kind of tension is something that we don't really play with in media anymore. Like I feel like we're all really, not just us, but just in general. It's
What
like,
kind
oh,
of tension?
Man, you watch a Lifetime movie, dude. There's that shit all in it, man.
That's
Well,
kinda
yeah,
fair.
I think
there's
mainstream
points
media.
for it, but yeah, just bigger media. They don't. I mean, like that sexual predator tension doesn't really come up very often, and even stuff where people like you don't see very many like misogynistic lech characters anymore.
I don't know. Like, you mean like?
Like okay, if I feel like if Mad Men wasn't in like placed in the 60s
Mhm.
and 50s, that
The show wouldn't work.
people would
No,
have just
certainly
been
not.
like these people like it is grotesque. Like
Sure.
that time like that period of time was an excuse for them to have those characters. You couldn't have a character like that in like a sitcom, I feel like anymore.
Yeah, definitely not like
In a movie,
as
sure.
a protagonist either.
But not like a blockbuster movie.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? Yeah, you just couldn't have something like that. Like you couldn't have someone even like there used to be like I feel in the 90s there used to be plenty of movies that kind of had like this playful pervert kind of side character that always made like jokes about women's tits and shit, and be like, you know, like the kind of Wile E. Coyote, like a Yuga, like, oh, like look at that girl, yeah, that kind of shit. You know, I feel like that used to be
especially
in
in like John Hughes films. There's always like the zany character who's just like, haha, I'm lifting your skirt up and stuff, but it's okay because I'm this likable zany guy.
Dude, it's funny. I was watching.
You can't have that shit like at all anymore.
Yeah,
like, those guys are just that character is gone.
Well, it's
probably for the better. I'm not like trying to bring them back. Like we need the fucking pervert and lech back. Like nah, it's like we're okay.
Dude, it's like.
But it's just weird that we don't have them anymore.
Yeah. One of the movies or one of the shows I watched all the time growing up was Pee-wee. I watched Pee-wee's
Playhouse.
Oh, I watched Pee-wee's Playhouse, but before he did Pee-wee's Playhouse, he did some shows like with Phil Hartman, who was the captain and stuff. It was back
he was a side character?
Yeah. It was an actual stage show they had in L.A., right? And I watched this VHS tape
Bring
all
up
the time.
Pee-wee just in case.
What's that?
Bring up Pee-wee just in case people don't know who Pee-wee is.
Why are you talking? I'll pull him up in a second.
Yeah.
But so one of the things in the stage show that I remember really well was Missy Vaughn, who was the babe in the show, right? That was the crush. That was the super
she
sexy.
hot?
Missy Vaughn?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was hot. I mean, I guess she was the hot girl with the big boobs, right, in the show, right? Anyways, at one point in the show, Pee-wee puts these mirrors on the tips of his shoes.
Nice.
And he's like trying to position them underneath and like look up her skirt, right?
Yeah.
And it's like nowadays that's assault, brother.
That's a complete like I mean shit like a lot of Jim Carrey stuff. Like I feel like Ace Ventura, The Mask, they all had bits like that where it was like this main character you love.
Ace Ventura like just. Nah, I think Ace Ventura was pretty PG despite its PG-13. Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, there's the shit with, like, the boss or the police detective and shit.
What's that?
There's, man, that's something that's kind of, you can't touch. In Ace Ventura, his police captain, Einhorn, is always coming on to him stuff.
Yeah.
And Einhorn is a man.
Einhorn is a man. Oh, my God.
It was so okay to just think that was the most horribly disgusting thing in existence. Like
it's a comedy, you know?
I know, but like in 1995 or 6 or whatever, like Jim Carrey is just like he gets a plunger because he had kissed her, and he's like plunging his lips, and he gets in the shower, and he's like. Oh,
the crying game's playing.
At the end of the movie, when everyone he spins Einhorn around, who's in drag,
Captain Winky.
Yeah. And everyone starts throwing up, like violently throwing up because this police captain they thought was a woman was actually a man.
You cannot. That would not fly. At all.
Yeah.
And if it like the only way you can do that shit anymore is if the character who does that is completely turned on in and like learns his lesson. Like it's the only way you can get away with it.
No, but it was just like, and that's the end because it's funny.
Yeah, it just like, yeah,
dude. So I'm sitting here watching this while we're talking about this.
Yeah.
And can we just talk about top tier?
Oh God! Oh, Mr. Vicious!
Listen, top tier kids show intros. Pee-wee's Playhouse is 2.5 minutes long. And
is it really?
You can watch it every fucking time. There's so much to see in this thing.
I never liked Pee-wee Herman. And like, if I had to do a list of like top 10 people I was not surprised to hear we're jerking off in a public environment.
He loves cereal.
I would have been like, yeah, Pee-wee Herman #1. Like, I mean, of course he gets caught jerking off in a theater. Look at the man. Like, he's just got this vibe to him. Like, I always disliked him. Like, he just looks physically fucking like a guy who jerks off in a theater. I don't know why.
I was actually watching a documentary on this, like a real Hollywood story about Paul Rubens.
Yeah, because then he got caught jacking off in a porn theater.
And that kind of ruined his career for a while. But apparently he's back at,
he had a Netflix movie or something.
Yeah, he's back as Pee-wee. He looks 30 years older.
He was the what was his name in Mystery Men?
Oh, it's like the spoon or something like that.
No, he was the stinky guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Sphinx, the Sphincter, the Slammy.
Maybe the Sphincter.
Yeah,
he had the robes and stuff.
Yeah,
no, he was a stinky one.
But what was funny about that was because in this thing, apparently he was like really ruthless about how he took his leap. he just like stepped all over people to get to be Pee-wee.
That's
like,
awesome.
And actually take it to the next level and then have his show and gain his fame. And that's all he wanted was fame. And he's like Paul Rubin as a person is like super ruthless and yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, there's just something about him that has always been off-putting to me.
I love Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Tim Burton film.
Oh yeah, I loved it as a kid too, man. It was awesome.
No, I love it as an adult too. Unfortunately,
It was good stuff.
It always just bothered me.
Yo, that's why it's awesome to watch because it's so weird.
No, I didn't like the second one though. The second one with was like there was
Big Top Pee-wee.
Big Top Pee-wee
yeah,
was
go
stupid
to
as
hell.
shit. Like, why you gotta give him a love interest and
Yeah,
stuff?
it's like a Goofy movie is like an immortal classic, but I never want to watch an extremely Goofy movie like ever again because it doesn't.
There's a
it
lot
just
of
doesn't
those.
have the juice.
I mean,
you know?
and that was the thing. Another thing from the 90s is like unnecessary follow-up movies.
Yeah,
were,
yeah.
like
Straight to
big.
DVD.
Dude,
You
come
did
on.
not stop a franchise until it had a bomb. Like, until one of them bombed, you did not fucking stop.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm sure we got a lot to talk about, but I wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of the new sponsors and everyone using Super Chat tonight.
Yes.
So let's let me give a big thanks to everybody real fast. We've had. I just looked down and we've had some big super chatters tonight. So let me just kind of run through. Let me pull up my computer.
Just letting you guys know, if you're not familiar, sponsoring us on YouTube is kind of like a Twitch subscription. If you want to sponsor us, you can click in the bottom right-hand corner of this player, I believe. Is that right, Craig?
If you're watching on the YouTube Gaming.
If you're watching on YouTube Gaming, you can click the bottom right corner, and you can sponsor this channel for $4.99, $3.99. That honestly is a super cheap and really effective way of consistently giving to the channel and helping it grow. So consider doing that. If not, your viewership is more than enough. So thank you so much.
So new sponsors: Treston Seek, Tiny Mr. Man. Bob Gabbard says happy belated 420 Game Attack crew. All right, sweet. Vilter
just high
Drecky,
as a
take my
kite.
money. That is Mr. Tattoo Man. Matthew Smith, I work 7 days a week at 3 jobs, and you guys are the ones that are getting me through it all. Keep producing the amazing content. Thank you very much, Matthew.
That's a lot of
Smith.
job.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. CD and Hockey Nut wants some Oreos as well. Zach
Very
the
good.
Cat is a new sponsor as well. Oh, fuck, I lost it. Damn it. Oh, shit. Zero Night. Hail the Sam Man, the true people's champ. Be careful,
Hey.
Craig. The motherfucking warrior gonna bring you down in chaos and take the victory. Joe Doria, thank you very much. Lucas Stranger, super chatted $200 total dollars.
No, he didn't.
Yes.
Man,
Holy shit.
that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Dude, thank you very
That's
much,
like
Lucas. That's ridiculous.
Hardly a stranger anymore.
No, no.
Dumb
No shit. You taking a body shot of Sam?
You taking a trip over to Oreo Town and not bringing me one? What is this
No
like?
shit. What's up with that? Warm it up over here. One more. Bring it over. Let's go.
Oreos are delicious.
Double stuffed. Alan Dite says, Sam, don't leave. Clovis, 112785's new sponsor. Kevin Sayers, I'm heading to Dollar Shave Club right now. Thanks. Make sure you go to dollarshaveclub.com/tryhard. Caesar Perales, welcome back, Sam. Dose Money, free BJ's guy. Caleb Huddleston, I love that this is live on YouTube now. How can you breathe with the 150? Caleb,
Damn.
thank you so
What a
much.
baller.
Oh man, how can you breed?
Trevor Nichols, $2, appreciate that. Caleb Huddleston, once again, with he says he gave $20. He wants everyone to give the video a like right now. Really appreciate it. Chomps gave us $2. Thanks, Chomps. The Shadow 550, the new sponsor, and Alexandra Barilone is said, so proud of you guys. Keep up the good work. Thank you guys very much for your support.
Yo, a bunch of sweet people.
Yeah, super
Beautiful,
nice. We really,
sweet
really
people.
appreciate all the support. All right, so what else you guys got tonight?
Craig, do you like seafood?
Yeah, show me your food.
No, you're supposed to say, yeah, I like seafood.
Yes, I love seafood.
Seafood.
That joke was just horrible.
No, it was lit as fuck,
I mean,
man.
he didn't help you deliver it or anything, but still,
No. All right. So,
just
I've been doing a lot of thinking
About what?
that's surprising.
about some conspiracies.
Oh, no, here we go.
I'm into this already. Let's fucking get. What's going on here? What the fuck is happening in our world?
About to refund some motherfucking.
I saw there was a new history documentary on JFK. You watched that shit?
No, didn't watch that one. Been watching watched a lot about aliens lately.
Oh.
Yeah. What do you guys feel like there's other life forms out there outside of us? Intelligent life form?
I feel like there has to be some sort of other living organism. I'm not going to say there's like really hyper intelligent green men on spaceships, but I think, there's probably
there's
like
amoebas.
Yeah,
if there's water in space, there's probably some life in there.
There's probably a couple little, multi-celled organisms floating around in the water somewhere. That seems like it's absolutely just statistically
Craig, how big
large
is the
fucking universe is.
Fucking giant. I don't know.
Exactly. You don't know. Nobody knows. It's fucking huge. It's the biggest.
The idea is like, well, if there's water, then there's got to be something out there. Why? Like, water doesn't mean shit. That's just our people little minds out there. Like, right? I'm just saying, like,
water doesn't mean shit.
No, but
water's
like,
a shirt. Water doesn't mean shit.
If you're some like extraterrestrial who has fucking like the thing.
What you're saying is we have nothing that would give us any sort of understanding into life forms that are not carbon-based.
Yes.
Which is a good argument that water for carbon-based life forms is extremely important. It's pretty much a necessity. If there are non-carbon-based life forms, then it's like, fuck water, what do we know about anything?
Yeah. Water don't mean shit.
See, that, but you could articulate that point.
No, it makes sense. But the thing about it is like,
what's a conspiracy theory that you're into?
Yeah, what's up with your aliens?
It's more so just about aliens as a whole. The idea that the government is trying to to encapsulate and keep it all secret, and that there's, I think the one that I did not dig into this any deeper than what I saw, but it was like the government. The world government, not the United States government, but the world government.
The Illuminati kind of shit,
is trying to keep everybody, is trying to scare everybody with the idea of, it was like, first it was the Cold War, then it was the terrorist, and the next phase is aliens. Is aliens.
Okay.
And that's the next phase of this thing. So I was like, wow. And apparently there's an entire documentary coming out about it. Which I don't.
This guy, documentary.
Looks pretty fun. But
they're making a sequel to District 9. That's crazy. A prequel. I'd love to see that.
But if you really think about it, right? The idea of like everybody's thought process is, well, most people's thought process is that aliens need to be our size, right? Who the fuck says? Like if you go Men in Black on it.
Yeah, sure.
Like they could be super tiny, they could be fucking giant, right? We could be.
We could be marbles played by the world. Our galaxy could be just a game of marbles.
Yep. Exactly.
How awesome is that? That ending of Men in Black.
Man, it makes
like the entire purpose of the whole fucking movie was so these galactic beings could play a game of marbles.
I loved it, man.
The whole fucking thing.
It's good stuff. And that was another thing, the Men in Black. Like that's another one of those.
The Men in Black.
The actual Men in Black.
Starring Tommy Lee Jones.
No.
The Men in Black.
Well, the thing that is based off of.
I think he's talking about the real world Men in Black.
Oh, okay.
Yes. The men who are designed to scare you into not telling anybody that you saw an alien encounter or whatever, or that may actually be aliens. I don't know. Who knows? That's just the theory.
Who knows?
Who knows? I don't know.
Craig, the aliens are gonna get you.
It's crazy, man.
I just think there's a lot of shit where people, I hate the people that's like, oh, an alien crashed in 1967 in Roswell. It's like, man, if that did happen, they have done a poor job of doing anything with the technology they found.
Yeah.
It would be like, hey, bitch, we would have flying cars. If your stereotypical spacecraft had crashed 50 years ago, I think we would have done something with that technology.
Well, if it crashed, it might have been a piece of shit.
We still would have been able to glean some information off of it.
You think so?
I feel like...
Well, I mean, we got hybrids now.
Haven't? Who's to say we haven't, Sam?
Have you seen Bernie Burns' car?
Yeah.
That's a spaceship. That uses some magic technology. What's the guy's name? Really. Nikola Tesla, founder of Tesla Motors?
Yeah.
He's probably an alien himself.
Yeah, Elon Musk. Absolutely. He does look
What's his name? Blue Musk?
Elon Musk. He does look a little
Alan Musk?
He's actually one who's big on the, not completely automating everybody's job thing.
Well, yeah, it'd be a bad idea to do that. I mean, it keeps people, you need going back to that conversation, but you need to have other jobs for those people to fill. you know, like, and I don't think people are that creative to come up with new jobs for people to...
Well, that's the thing. That's back to the old argument. You need jobs for them to do, or you don't need them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's back to that argument.
Yeah.
And you know, like, I mean, we
Well,
could consciously slim down the population, but that's not going to happen.
Eventually, we'll have robots that make the robots, and that'll be fine.
Yeah, they're all worried about AI. Like Bill Gates is like, this shit could be bad. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and I mean, I get it. It could be, but at
I've
the same time,
I've seen
like,
Terminator.
yeah, exactly. But I think everybody has an outlook on that where they're like, oh, that would be terrible, and I'm like, nah, like that. Like, if we get killed by robots that we made, like at least that's the point where you're like, we were gods. Dope. Like, you know, fuck it, we died, but yeah, we made the thing that's better. Like, fuck it, we took over evolution. It was going too slow. We had to make robots. Like,
Yeah.
I'm down. Fuck it.
You down to die by Robot Man?
Before we get full on fucking Skynet, we're probably gonna get some dope ass video games. And I'm
Sex
okay with that.
robots too.
I'm not hating. I mean, it might be a bad idea. I might let myself go if I had a great sex robot. I think I would stop caring about a lot of stuff. Because, like, 99% of the shit I do in my life is to make sure I can still, like, have sex. So, like, if it wasn't...
99%?
Like, dude, if sex was... If that wasn't there as a driving factor for me, I would do almost nothing with my life.
The
like,
irony
I mean,
of you, the man who got the vasectomy at 20-something... What? 20 what?
20... I think it was 24 or
At
5.
24, you're like, I don't want kids, but I want lots of sex. Like,
I don't see where those things like cross at all.
No,
like
no,
that. In fact, I believe like the best way to continue having consistent sex is to not get someone pregnant. I really do think that is how that works. That was a point for me. Is like, well, if I knock somebody up, it won't be the end of the world, but it will be a big speed bump in my sex life. I can't deal with that.
You bumping the belly too.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not my thing. I've seen it. Not my thing.
So if you had a sex bot, you would. Have you ever seen Gamer with Gerard Butler?
I heard that's not bad.
It's shite.
Is that the one
okay,
where
yeah.
he like controls the dude?
Yeah,
yeah. I've seen
There's
that a
a
long
dude
time
in
ago. I watched it on
Gamer
the
who's
plane.
just a big fat slob, and all he does is I think he's one of the gamers or whatever, but like all he does is dip waffles like in tubs of maple syrup and eat it. It's just like it's like the South Park dude.
There's also an old Spielberg or Lucas film, THX 1187, which I've seen, and he has a sex robot in that, and it like it's like kind of ruining his marriage and shit, and way different.
Craig, would you
and
have
I think I'd
would you
kinda
have
be that
sex
guy.
with a robot?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Why would I not have sex with a robot?
The real thing is though, if they do have good sex robots, like, do you think your wife would be offended?
It's that's weird. That's a weird conversation because it's like one of those things where when you have
I like
relations,
the morality of this one right here.
yeah,
this
so,
is fun.
So when you have relations, the idea of like
Relations? Does you mean sex?
no, I was gonna get to that point. If I was to have a
Okay.
relationship with another woman, right? I think it's more the emotional impact that is scarring. Like, because our relationship, it's emotional and then the physical aspect of it, right?
Well, yeah, and I mean, I think that's how it always should be, even
Yeah.
with me being like all, like
Fucking
sex,
horn dog.
But like, I think that's how it should and almost needs to be for like a relationship. Like, it doesn't need to be that if you're like really dope friends with benefits, obviously, but for like a marriage and having kids and shit, like that's probably the way it should be.
Yeah.
It should not be based mainly on the physical aspect and then emotions on the backseat. That's not someone you have kids with.
So if I was to go out and go have sex with another woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
My wife would be upset with the idea that I had such an emotional connection with this woman that I would want to have sex with her, right? Which I think that's what would push my wife over the edge and ultimately kill me.
Yeah.
Right? But if
You think she would kill you?
No, I think she would hurt my heart. It would
Yeah.
it would hurt her, which would hurt me,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
would ruin me, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it was one of those things where like if it was an inanimate
object.
if it was something that had no feelings that you could
Yeah.
just put your dick in,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it's the same thing of just jerking off, but with a tool.
Yeah. And, maybe just kind of said, hey, thanks, or give it to me, or whatever, like,
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and even then, though,
So you don't know.
How about Chelsea? With Chelsea?
No. I want to
Okay.
keep going on you. We'll get to me in a second. But
You
like,
wanna come on me.
well, yeah, you want to come on me, big boy?
Let's go, big boy.
But
I think you're gonna go exactly where I'm gonna go.
what if you had sex with a robot and you got done
Yep.
and it said, "Please don't go"?
I would be like, yo, see ya. I would walk the fuck out of the door.
Okay, so but you'd already had sex with it.
Yeah, but I mean, what?
Well, how real are we talking here? Are we talking like full robot, like big sexy
We're
robot?
talking about like the girl from T3.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're not talking like R2D2 where it's just like a dick dispenser. We're talking like
It's a trash can with a pussy. That's
know-
what he's
you know the
fucking.
thing that- you know
No,
the-
not quite correct.
The little bit that shoots
The
the bit that shoots out the lightsaber, you just put like some nice fleshy rubber on that, and it goes back and forth,
Yeah,
and you'll be
yeah.
good. Just stick your dick in that hole, and you're
Yeah,
out
but then like he gets out like the door electronic lockpick on accident and puts it in your asshole. That's not good.
well, never tried it yet.
No.
that's
Okay,
funny.
let's say lifelike skin, hair, eyes that look human.
okay.
It
Can you impregnate
okay.
it?
Let's say it
Okay.
doesn't bleed or have saliva, but it does have pussy juice.
Does it
I
have
think,
feelings?
huh?
Does it have feelings?
It depends on how many times you have sex with it.
They're not gonna build. They're not gonna build a giant, not giant, but like a grade A, super technologically advanced sex robot and forget like lubrication. I like how you have to insert that. Like it does have pussy juice. Like, well, yeah, that's part. Like you think they're gonna we spend millions of dollars, but it's dry as a bone. They've got some experience in the field. I
Okay,
know.
I'm just saying. Okay, so I want to draw the line to make it an interesting conversation,
No,
because
that's what I'm
if it
saying.
was a cyborg that had AI and it was basically human, but it had a robot brain instead of a real one, you probably wouldn't have sex with it.
What if it was
So,
an
yeah.
extension of Siri from your phone?
Oh,
As well,
that's
because it's
good.
something
Yeah.
you interact with daily. Like it's something that, we've all grown sentimentally attached to video game characters or inanimate objects or cars and shit like that. Like it's good enough to that point where it's not like you're gonna fall in love with this thing, but you will have some sentimental value for it.
What was that fucking movie with the guy who fell in love with the robot?
Her?
Yeah, yeah.
Walking
Joaquin
Phoenix
Phoenix?
fell in
Yeah,
love with
that's
the
right.
AI in his house.
No,
There was an OS too. wasn't
yeah,
there?
yeah.
New OS.
I would have an issue. I would certainly.
You yourself would.
No, if it had feelings.
Would you have an issue with upsetting your your wife, or would you have an issue with yourself having sex with a sex robot?
And also.
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't have feelings. It just has a very advanced very advanced system that lets it mimic real world feelings.
Yeah, and that's one of those things where it's like, if it truly was, like, if it was to say, "Don't leave," right at the end, like you were talking about.
That would be
Lauren,
the last time you use it. You'd
Well,
be like, nope.
well, take out the flamethrower and no. If it did do that, like I would think that it's just its advanced system praying to, or like playing to what it would want, what I would want.
Okay.
Right. That's what I would think, and I'd
Yeah.
be like, no, fucking weirdo, fucking weird robot thing. I can't believe I just stuck my dick in you. You know, that's
Yeah.
probably the exact thing I would think.
Yep.
Sam,
Sam,
but what about you?
If I would, no, I wouldn't, just because the way Chelsea and I function is loyalty, So
Loyalty to what?
That's not to
Exactly,
say
exactly,
You don't
but-
jerk off. Like,
well, yeah, of course. Like if I was single, I'd fuck the robot 5 times a day. Wouldn't wash it, whatever. Like it'd just be the dirty slut.
Come here, robot. Yes, yeah.
Probably
Yeah,
mistreat
dude, you
it.
gotta do
Probably
it.
mistreat it too. just
When you're done slapping on his butt, say, "Get the fuck out of here."
and it's just like, I'm not hungry for that today. It's like if it was like Siri level of intelligence.
Well, yeah, but you're
I would not abuse a sex robot.
You're telling
But,
me you would not have sex with a sex robot because it's the same thing, right? Like loyalty to what? It's a fucking it's like putting your hand on
there's
on
a
your dick.
metaphysical connection there that comes with sex.
Would you what about a fleshlight? Would you fuck a fleshlight?
I'd try out a fleshlight, sure.
Well, it's the same exact thing, isn't it?
Well, I mean, there's between
There's
slipping
one
your
step
dick
up.
in and fucking, right?
There's one step up. I mean, I think the step up is if it thrusts back. Like, that's a big difference. But
Yeah.
Well, what if the
Also,
flashlight, when it's done, goes, more, please? Or don't leave.
You haven't met your quota, Sean.
like, for me, it just depends on how good it is. But also, like, usually, I think pretty much every girlfriend I've had, at one point or another, like, I always ask, like, would you be upset if I slept with a prostitute? Like, if I went to Amsterdam.
Wait. You've asked that to every girlfriend?
Most of them in the recent history. Probably not the first couple.
What? That's fucking awesome.
I'm with the lady friends. Like, I get there. Like, I mean, this newest one, like, I knew her a month. Well, what do you want? Like, that's how you put it.
This new one, number 7. Or whatever, number 35, whatever.
No, it's not that high. It's still in the single digits. I think she'd be number 8, and a half, maybe. There's college in there somewhere. Where is it going? Oh yeah, but like it was like month 1, and I was like, all right, I'll help you move. I'll meet your family. Like, we'll get all this shit done with. Like, I'm just gonna just put some heavy shit on you. Even like, I've gone so far, not this one, but especially when I was like early 20s, like I would just make shit up just to see like where they would go, like if they would just break and leave.
Or
just to
what?
test.
Like what?
Like I remember doing this with, oh God. Why can't I remember her name?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
That's
it
awesome.
clearly doesn't matter.
Heather.
Lauren.
Wasn't Lauren. Lauren was far too fucking scary, and she'd hit you. So like, there's just none of that shit. Like, Lauren was like the only girl I've ever dated where it's been like too much of like, there's way too much respect and also a bit of fear, so you don't really fuck with her in that way. Although I'm like 99% sure I asked her about if I could sleep with a prostitute. Like, how would she feel about it?
What'd she say?
I'm pretty sure she just raised her fist. No, I don't remember what the hell she said. It's usually something you ask when you're drunk. But yeah, no, I remember making shit up just about how, like, just roll in the room and just be like, hey, I just hit a person with my car. What do I do? And like, you gauge the reaction because you're gonna see. I remember doing that. Whitney, boom, there it was.
Fucking A.
So yeah, I remember doing that one and being like, yo, like, and just trying to play it off and be like, I just hit somebody with my car. What do I do? And you know, she was like, just fucking full panic, and I was like, that's not useful. And then I just broke it. And I was like, see, you need to be like in these situations.
God.
You need to come in stronger.
That's not useful.
I have not done that in a long time
That's
to
a
that
rough
level.
shit.
I'm gonna
but-
get home every from now on. If Chelsea and I get in an argument, I'm gonna be like, "That's not useful."
Listen.
Well, and that's
I'm
like
gonna try
that's
it
dude.
out.
I have said that before.
Dude,
really?
oh,
Don't say that.
no.
Don't say that.
I still do that. Fucking dude, if anyone, I remember I did that to Lauren once, and she got really mad at me. It was something where she was like panicking about something, and I definitely could have handled the situation way better. But I just remember be like, you're panicking is just doing nothing. You're making the fucking situation worse. So stop or leave. Like, and it was just like, this does not help at all.
No, you're
and
right.
like, especially, oh man, don't care who it is, any gender, whatever. If like some shit happens and you scream, I get so fucking mad. Like, and I had it happen once to me a long time ago. When I fell down skating, this lady screamed, right?
Uh-huh.
And like I had a pretty bad, like it was bloody and there was a big gash.
Yeah.
And like she was just like, ah! And I remember looking up and be like, bitch, be quiet.
Man.
Like, how did that just help? Like, you're just gonna make everything worse. Like, stay calm. What are you doing? Like,
We've talked about this before.
The top tier things that drive Craig crazy is when tween girls get together and scream for no fucking reason.
oh, Jesus.
That thing drives me most
Oh,
fucking crazy.
God.
Like, ah! Oh! Eee! God damn.
You're probably gonna have to deal with that
I
too.
know. Which is the worst part about
Remember
it.
he was like, He'd be talking about how like periods freak him out and shit, and be like,
No, it's the tween girls screaming.
"Yeah,
man. That's gonna
welcome
get you.
to parenthood, bro. Like
Yeah.
you about to hit that shit hard."
Well, that one you can pawn that side off to Kristen because I'm sure that's what makes sense.
Oh no, it's
But the screaming bit you can't avoid. You're just gonna have to get good sound canceling headphones or some shit.
At some point in the chat, I'm a screamer. I yell when things get exciting, but it's not when I see bowling every day. I never have I seen a friend and I've screamed and yelled and said, "Ah!" and ran up and gave you
That'd
a
be
hug,
fucking
like, with my arms
hilarious.
out.
Oh my god!
Like I just texted you 35 seconds ago. Oh, your physical presence makes me excited. So fuck. Oh,
Yeah,
God,
that
that's
shit
good.
is. Oh man, that stuff.
See, when
does kill
Grayson
me.
comes to town, hug him, kiss him on the cheek. I say, "I am so happy you are here, dude. We're gonna have a good time."
You can reach him.
Yeah.
He's a pretty tall
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
That's it, and that's a weird thing too. Like, and I think about this a
You
whole
kiss your
lot.
friends on the cheek?
No, never.
No,
and like,
never.
here's
Kiss my-
it's
kiss my
even
friends on the
even
cheek.
this point, like I don't even fucking hug them usually. Like I
What?
don't care at all. It's just like if I just never initiate. Like okay, like this weekend I went to go play Magic and stuff, and like I went and saw both like Jared, who's a great friend of me, my friend Cody, who's just like a wonderful friend, and like we chill all the time, and like I'm not like. Like I met Jared at the airport. Like we haven't seen each other for, I mean, probably like 6 months or some shit. And like it was just like he didn't even stand up. I didn't even like. I was just like, and we just sat down next to each other. It was like we don't hug or some
I got
shit.
like mafioso relationships with my best friends, dude.
Some of mine, because like,
It's like, welcome back.
like
Like,
it's just
it's raw.
for them. That's what they do though. I never start that shit. Like I don't like where my friend's Castro. He's like every time I see him, he's like we get that big hugging, and I'm down with it and shit. But I mean, it doesn't bother me at all. I a lot of times I'm like, yeah, that's a good hug, dog. But I just don't initiate hugs. I don't fuck with that shit.
Yeah.
Now, see, I was watching a show, the new Tim Allen show, Last Man Standing. He has this guy who lives across the street. It's not like Heidi Ho, Tim Marino guy. The guy who
Wilson.
lived- Wilson.
Hey,
yeah.
Wilson.
It's not like
Yeah.
Wilson where they go talk to each other. His neighbor now, like they hate each other, right? But they respect each other and they hate each other, but they're best friends, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where like all they do all day long is just kick each other in the balls. All day long, both physically and metaphorically, right?
Yeah.
And they just talk shit about each other constantly, hate on each other. One's white, one's black. They bring race into it all the time. It's like so fucking funny how they just rag on each other. But both their stance is like, yeah, I don't really like him, but he's my best friend, and I don't have to see him. Like at one point, someone asked him like, "Who's your best friend?" He's like, "I think." Like, and this is not the guy across the street. He says something like, John Smith, and like, when was the last time you talked to John? He's like, I don't know, like 10 years ago, And he's like, that's the thing is I don't need to speak with them to know that I'm good friends with them. And like, we just show up and we see each other. It's like, cool, And that's the best thing about it. And I think that's one of the biggest, like, I'm with Sam on this, right? I guess I'm kind of a tweener, right? I've never kissed one of my friends on the cheek. I'm a handshake guy.
I've done that.
Have you ever kissed
for sure.
you on the cheek, John?
Probably.
Yeah, I probably kissed John on the cheek.
I'm a handshake or a hug guy, right? But not like a long hug, or just the subtle nod, and like that's the thing is.
Yeah, I'm
is
a
when
big
you,
nodder. I'm like,
Yeah, like, and the thing is, if you have that type of relationship, it's cool. You don't need to be all physical with somebody.
I even fuck with a handshake. The firm
You even fuck with
handshake,
handshake?
is good. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
handshake.
Maybe it's because like all my best friends, exception John, he's new. My other best friend, I've known him for 10 years now, and the other ones I've known for like 20 years.
Yeah, I mean that's how I roll too. Like, I mean most of my friends I've known from, and like even that, like I've known Chad James since I was 12 or 11. Like, have you ever seen me hug him? I don't know if I have.
I don't know. I don't know.
And like I don't know, it's a thing. Like I don't mind at all. It's just I don't initiate things, and it goes back to Deadpool and Free Hug Guy, because I don't think. Like, I'm okay with people being like, I'll go in on the hug once it's initiated, no doubt. I don't have a problem with it. It's just that, for me, it's like, I just don't want to push any physical boundaries or anything like that, just because, like, I'm not going to go in for, like, I don't know, I just don't fucking hug. Unless I know it's a hugger person. If I know it's a hugger person, I see him, I'm going to go in, that's because we're hugger people.
So-
Like, I got both people in my life, but I'll never start the trend of hugging with another human. I'll never start any trend of any physical thing except for maybe like a handshake or like a fist bump or something.
Gotcha.
So I think there's like 3 types of people, right? The nod people, the handshake people, and the hug people.
Yeah.
Right? And then hug
And
people.
then tweens.
Hug people also includes like, you know, the peck on the, I guess the mafioso kiss, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's also just like big European style shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
you could just
so
do that.
that's actually a good question for both the chat and the commenters who are watching watching on YouTube. Like, if you're watching, what type of person are you? Are you a nod? Are you a handshake? Or are you a hugger? And I that's really intriguing to me because it's funny because there are people who like Tim Geddes, right? He is a hugger. He walks up, yo, like straight off the bat. Greg Miller. That's why that's
all those
so
guys.
Great. Yeah, they just want to hug you as soon as they see you.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's like,
I once actually hugged Greg Miller for too long once.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I was like, don't you let go, you son of a bitch. And he was like, oh.
That's funny. Oh God,
Dude, the fucking y'all interviewed some stiff the other day, and for an editor position, he came in.
we did.
Yeah, y'all interviewed some dude. Anyway, he came for Screw Attack or whatever.
If he is, y'all really need him.
I didn't know about this.
But like, I was changing shirts when he walked up, and I was just like, "What's up, Playboy?" And I gave him a shirtless hug, and he was just like,
Yeah.
That's dope.
and I looked at Chad, and I was like,
You ever seen a mop? You ever seen a mop
really do
that's
that.
like really wet and you just kind of fling it against the wall and just kind of like that's what the guy's expression was. Like
that's what not his characteristics or his personality, but that's what he was just like so indifferent to the shirtless hug.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Well, he's probably also nervous.
Oh,
Like, all the
sure.
kids
nervous
are
in the
kinda
service.
nervous.
Yeah, after shirtless hug from bowling, you better be nervous in the service. How you
the
doing?
first fucking day with John. Like,
Yeah. Well, you made him dance like a monkey.
Well, John said he was a dancer. I said, okay, let's dance. Let's see
John,
some
you want to
dancing.
dance right now and try out?
The hugging thing.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Come
John, you don't
dance.
need to-
Come dance.
Let's move the table. I'll tell you this, that man.
But that's where my feet go.
Oh,
It's my pico.
you don't need
You could, and also,
Where do you
that's
put
like,
your pussy?
dancing is like what fucking tables are for. If he's gonna come dance, he should dance on the table.
Not on
But
that
that's gonna
table.
ruin that table.
Let's
It's not
let
glass,
John
it's like
dance and then
thick-ass
we'll fade out.
plexiglass.
That sounds
It's
good.
fine.
I think we should take it out with John dancing today, man. This has been a fun ass show. Man,
Yeah.
Screw chat, James.
Are we wrapping up?
Do you want?
already?
I'll keep going.
Well,
We-
yeah,
keep going.
I got fucking nothing to do.
Oh,
So
fuck, I'll be here
Like,
all
I
night.
mean,
I
don't
don't
We
care.
gotta wrap with John doing his funky, weird salsa dance thing.
When the time comes.
When
John
no
will dance.
music. When the time comes, John.
It's gonna be good, man. This is good.
you can find some loyalty-free music, maybe. But
Yeah.
That's all right, man.
I watched
It's
White
true.
Men Can't Jump last night.
Oh,
I haven't
love
watched
it.
that in a long
I
time.
love it. I bought it on Blu-ray. It's at Best Buy, $5.99.
That's another thing where that's another like '90s movie thing. I feel like you can do black guy, white guy movies now, like especially cop ones, obviously, and even the one that was Bruce Willis, Eddie Murphy, not Eddie Murphy, sorry,
Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan, yeah,
Cop Out.
Cop
Ugh.
Out. You can say, ugh, it's pretty funny. Like it's a shit movie in a lot of ways, but there are plenty of funny fucking moments in it. But like that thing, like you can't do. White Men Can't Jump isn't like a funny buddy cop thing. It's
No.
just like, no, this is just fucking racial tension.
Yeah,
Like,
you
it's
black,
not-
I'm white. We got to work together for our own separate reasons.
We're not dealing with it in a comedy. Like it's just like this is just fucking. This is it. Like it's just
The
straight up.
comedy comes from. Actually, I don't know where that. I
There's
mean,
not
Wesley
a lot.
Snipes is funny.
Yeah.
the comedy comes from the situations they get in.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
the idea of going to the park and hustling a guy, and then the guy's like, "Well, fuck this, I'm going to get a gun."
Yeah.
and he goes out there, and so they all have to skedaddle. And that's how they come together. You
Yeah.
know, like
They all have to skedaddle.
this scene.
That places you on one side of this field.
Skedaddle.
Yeah.
Dude, come on.
Yeah, this scene is
This scene
awesome.
here?
This is where
Pump it up there, John.
this is
in the
where
back.
Woody Harrelson, right?
basically Wesley Snipes gets in a bet and like he's like, pick anybody out here and I'll beat him. And so the other team picks this white dude, Woody Harrelson, and he can ball like a fucking G.
Well,
Like,
and he's awesome at talking shit too. That's the thing is that he backs it up against Sydney.
yeah.
You know,
Sydney
so-
is Wesley Snipes' character. Sydney basically owns Venice Beach courts right now. Like he's a hot shot. And he totally gets hustled by some white chump.
Yeah, and that's the thing is he actually uses the word, "I'm just a just a regular white chump, you know, or something along those lines. And it's so good.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this shit happens. Like last time I was down in LA, I saw this shit happen at Venice Beach.
I know. I told you we're going to
awesome.
Venice Beach, and you were like, I don't really like the touristy thing. And we got to this park where they're playing right here in this footage, and Craig was like, I'm gonna go ball for a minute. You just sit down over there.
It's
like,
awesome, dude.
Because like every time we go to LA, I'm like, Los Angeles is so cool. And Craig's like, it's stupid. But we got to Venice Beach, and Craig was like, I'm a ball.
You do it. Hey, I'll tell you what, man. There's something special about Venice Beach, just from all the lore and everything. As somebody who grew up playing basketball, there's few places in the world that I want to play, and Venice Beach is one of them. I want to play at Rucker Park, you know, which I would get destroyed there, and I want to play in some podunk, like Indiana schoolyard, like where they filmed Hoosiers or whatever.
To
you know?
think that the idiot bartender from Cheers and Blade would get together for a racially based basketball movie. Incredible.
Just to think about Woody Harrelson's career altogether, like
he's done a lot of
a Hollywood legend.
Crazy.
Like I think,
and he's still doing shit. And he's not even that old. It's weird. Like he's not.
Yeah, well, he
aging
lost his
very
hair
much at all.
really young.
Yeah. I guess when you're bald, you age less.
Man, I started watching Cheers probably 6 months ago.
Ahead of its time.
I've never watched Cheers before.
Yeah, even like late night ABC.
Never.
1 p.m.
It's
1
a
a.m.
pretty solid show.
Yeah,
it's some funny shit.
I just started watching it out of nowhere. And
Frasier rolls in at like towards the end of season 1, and he really takes a character. You can understand why he got a spinoff. Like when you're done with Cheers, you're like, yeah, he was a strong character.
Yeah.
Really
that rib's so 9 foot, it's ridiculous.
I know.
But the thing is, like, that show in particular, like, you talk about the things that, you know, the sexual tension and stuff between Sam and Diane, and the idea of, like, them kind of hating each other, but they want each other.
The
Well,
schlub versus the academic. Like,
Also, for that period of time, I think it started in like 85, ended in 93, something like that. 7 years.
From my understanding, like when Kirstie Alley comes on the show in like season 6 or 7, just like way better than the first 5 seasons.
Really?
From what I understand, yeah.
Wow.
When Homegirl gets written off or whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, a little bit. I've seen it. It goes up, but just the whole thing with Sam being an alcoholic and that being a part of the story is like really different from everything else at that time. Like it's just like the entire.
When does he get into that?
That starts. That's what Cheers is. He is an ex-pitcher for the Red Sox.
Well,
who
yeah.
lost all
Because of his
shit he was an alcoholic.
Yeah, of course.
But
that's
he's
not
a
like
bar. He owns
he's
a bar.
bartender.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I thought like later in season 7, like they start hitting that shit hard or something. But
They have points where they hit it hard.
Yeah,
definitely.
they touch on it early, but like, yeah, it's not like a sad show where he's just like this bombed out piece of shit. I mean, he is, but he's a happy-go-lucky dude. You know, he's not like.
Check this shit out here. He's gonna get his gun. Everyone's like, "Oh fuck!" and they skedaddle out of there, right, Sam?
They
Yes,
skedaddle.
they
It's so good. It's so good, and like this is just part of it. Everyone's jumping over fences, trying to get away. Look at Sidney Dean up there running over fences and shit. That's awesome.
And like I am totally obsessed with films that use cities as characters, and like the neighborhoods in that film and the courts are really cool. Like they shoot a lot of stuff at Venice Beach. Like it's an awesome movie. It's shot really well. They use a lot of slow motion and stuff, but it's a fun movie. You guys should check it out if you ever want to watch the 90s
Legendary,
shit.
man.
I remember watching
great
that.
wardrobe.
I was probably like 17 or something like that, and just came on like Showtime or HBO really late at night. Same way I found out about Shawshank and just watched the whole movie. I was like, damn, I don't care about basketball at all, but that was a great movie.
Yeah. Chelsea, we were watching. Chelsea was like awake for like the opening scene with the hustle, and she was like, "Do you think they could tell these jokes or make these same jokes now?" I was like,
No.
if they didn't, it's not a world I want to live in.
I mean, I think you could, but it would come out as something. And I mean, I guess White Man Can't Jump did come out
I think
as
that's
something
more
that was like,
more relevant than ever. That movie, like, it's awesome.
White Man Can't Jump?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think it deals with different racial tensions. Like, I doubt, especially in a place like Venice Beach, I doubt there's like race issues on the court at Venice Beach anymore that are like significant.
Yeah.
Dude,
But
I think
we definitely have a lot of other ones that are definitely
Dude,
fucking
in that movie,
significant.
Wesley Snipes is like he's a successful business owner. Like he wants to get paid so he can buy a really nice house for his family. He's not like some piece of shit. And Woody Harrelson is like he owes money to like the mob, and like he's just a total slime ball. Like
it definitely flips it on the end.
Yeah.
you know.
like basketball is Sidney Dean's Uber. It's his side hustle.
Yeah.
Right? It's like that's the thing that he did. He actually sells sells.
He's like does construction.
Dude. Yeah, construction guy.
He goes
right?
to like the taqueria and like all the Hispanic dudes are like, oh my god, give me work.
Yeah, exactly. And like basketball is just his side money, and he just wants to do better for his family.
Yeah,
but he's just a piece of shit, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is they're both pieces of shit. And truly the only good character in that, or only good person in the entire movie, is Woody Harrelson's wife, is
Rosie Perez.
Rosie Perez.
She's so charming in that movie too.
Yeah, and you get to see her nipple.
Oh yeah. She's got an incredible body.
Oh yeah. There's one scene
But
where they're making
at the end, I'm gonna spoil it for you. I don't fucking care.
You get to see her nipple.
Yeah, no. At the end, like he's like, I got to go do this one last game, you know, to get out or to help Wesley Snipes' character, and she's like, it's over, and like you don't see them get back together. Nope. It's just Woody and Wesley Snipes at the end of the movie. It's fucking dope. Oh, it's so good.
You made a choice.
Yeah.
Well, Indiana Jones in the chat says Wesley Snipes is actually a failing businessman, and his main source of revenue is basketball. But
you know, the scales weigh, you know, on any given day when it comes to hustling basketball, as I know. So
yeah, that's rough. Well, I don't know, but I got more to talk about, but it's more about like space and stuff like that. So.
Outer space?
Yeah. But I don't know if you guys want to keep
about fucking space. I got you on space.
How do you feel
Are you
after?
Still up on aliens? I don't know.
How do you feel after a couple of days doing
all this?
Yeah, being independent.
The swell of support has been awesome.
Yeah.
It's I was telling you this earlier. I feel like my body's going back into my mind mentally is going back into independent mode of like everything you do has to have a purpose. Every moment you're alive has to be going to further, what we're doing. You know?
I mean, we both came in on the weekend and edited some videos because like, it was like,
who's going to do it?
Yeah.
That's just it, right? Who's going to do it?
John's helping for free right now. Look at that guy over there.
It's crazy, right? So, yeah, it's nuts, man. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I just hope we're able to do what we want to do.
Yeah.
So.
You just seem to be doing it right now.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I just doing this and seeing sponsors roll in and new subscribers and super chat, man. That's like makes us happy. Just the idea that like next week we're rolling out this whole new programming lineup and we're gonna, I'd say like. I get a lot of questions about with the programming, if it's going to be all live and what. I'd say it's probably going to be like 50-50.
Yeah.
Like, and the live stuff will get archived. And so Death Days was like the final export for that was like 50 minutes. Like the full stream was like 2 hours. So, like first members get the full stream and it's just taking it and slicing it down to where it's still manageable for people.
Yeah.
Word.
And so it's, more YouTube, so. More YouTube-ish. You can't put like 2-hour videos up every day. That's a lot to ask of everyone to hang out with you for 2 hours every day,
Yeah,
so,
that's a lot of time.
Yeah,
2 hours a
and
day.
Sam and I did the Screw Attack Live thing. It was just fucking nuts doing that shit like 5 days a week. It was rough.
I feel like if you go back and you look at like Screw Attack Live and, when we did Aliens, that was kind of like the baby seed for Game Attack.
Oh, definitely. Like I wouldn't be here if Screw Attack Live wasn't a thing.
Yeah, for sure. And specifically like when we played. I think that was kind of like, okay, this is fun. What can we do to capture this more, And that's just obviously different audience and all that shit. So, but I don't know, man. It's crazy. How you feeling?
I'm tired and scared. But
not much has changed then for you.
But I'm gonna put my head down and I'm gonna get behind our audience and grow this motherfucker and turn it into something special.
Yeah. That's the goal, man. And the thing is, we gotta find people to work with. We gotta find buddies that want to work with us on a regular basis. And that's the most important thing. People about our size that are hungry like us, and that's like the most important thing. So it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be nuts. I see a lot of people into the merchandise we have coming out, and we're gonna try to do as much merchandise as we can. Just a matter of like that's the thing is with Rooster Teeth still working with us on that. And our stuff still, the workflow all still goes through Rooster Teeth. So
and
there's 15 other brands they're making merchandise for.
And
only
it's still
a handful
a business.
Of designers. Yeah, exactly.
Nothing will get made if nothing sells. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's good, but man, it's crazy. It's nuts. It's exciting. Like I'm excited to come in. I'm definitely like, you know, I'm up till, you know, 2, 3 in the morning, and then I'm back up. Like, it's the same thing. I was telling Kristen, like, I said, yeah, I need you to kind of wrap your head around the idea that I'm going to be going to bed at 3 o'clock again, but I'm just not going to be waking up at 10. Now I got to wake up at 7 again, you know, or 7:30 with the kids. So, and I was like, that's how people look really old. Like, I'm going to, like, in 5 years, I'm going to look fucking old as shit. Because I'm going to be working my ass off.
I mean, that's on you for having kids, you idiot. I got up at around 8:30, 9, and I checked the Twitters and I came in. But yeah, it's gonna be a grind, but it's gonna be fun as shit.
A grind. I think a grind is gonna be the best word to describe it, man. That's the thing. Is like, and the thing is, we have a huge leg up. Like starting with the existing, you know, like a huge, like, so it's not all doom and gloom.
Yeah,
it's
well,
just,
and
realistic
the
about
word
the
grind, like, I mean, when part of your grind consists of like sitting on a couch and talking about white men can't jump.
Now, when I say grind,
like,
I mean like,
but just for the clarification of the audience, it's, you know, I feel like that sometimes is a negative term of like, I gotta get it done. It's like, nah, but it's like,
it's just what they don't see. They don't see, you know, the loss of staff. The more videos we got to edit, you know, the figuring out Brian's workflow and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, because like only 10% of time input actually is what viewers see.
Yeah.
So, you know, it might not look like much, but remember that you only see 10% of what you do here.
But it's exciting. Like in the past 5 days, I already know how to do like 800 things that I didn't know last week.
Yeah.
So,
and like the thing, honestly, dude, it's gonna be tough. Like, it's gonna be hard with you and Chad going. Like, that's our biggest fucking fear.
Yeah.
Is people not being able to separate what we did previously with you guys and realizing that wasn't anything that we had control over.
No,
you know?
no.
Like, so people being like, oh, foreplay was the best. Foreplay was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But the problem is, like, that we have no control over that now. So like, if, you know, I think I said this before, but like Game Attack, if I had my way, every day would have been foreplay.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way I wanted the channel to go, but we couldn't make it happen because you guys had your full-time jobs, you have your full-time jobs, and now you're moving to Austin. So the channel's evolving. So I think our biggest fear is that people aren't going to give the channel a chance and be like, oh, where's Chad and Sam? Well, fuck that. I've seen that in the Reddit a lot. It's like, well, I only subscribe for foreplay stuff. I'm probably not going to support them anymore. It's like, well,
yeah, I saw a comment just like that, and I responded to it, and somebody was just like, well, you know, I hope you understand, like, it's not like I like you and Chad more or anything. It's just like, it's like the four of you work together in a way that has some magic and shit. And then he was like, so I just don't know, like, he's like, I just don't think I'll continue to watch the videos. And I was like, look, if you don't give it a chance to see where it goes, it's like, it's the exact same thing. You have to continue to watch to see what it turns into. You can't just assume it's going to turn into something less.
It's gonna be a different channel.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. It's
and that's like, to me, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's the same mentality of people just being like, oh, like, I remember a lot of people with Terminator Genesis were like, oh, it's not a James Cameron thing. I don't want to watch it. And I'm like, still a fucking Terminator movie. Go, like,
please don't compare us to Terminator Genesis. That didn't work out.
Terminator Genesis. It's in the same sense, though. Yeah, okay, I could have picked something.
Alien and Aliens. Yeah, Ridley Scott's not making it.
There's a
Who's
good
this
one.
Jimmy Cameron guy? He made Terminator, big deal.
Yeah, and in Alien to Aliens is a way better example because it does change quite a bit. It changes into an action movie, but it's still a fucking great movie.
Yeah. But on the same time, like, if people don't want to give it a chance, like, you know, all I can do is ask them to.
They should just give it a chance. It's dumb. Like, don't bail on something before you know what the product is.
Yeah. And we're gonna keep. There's gonna be a lot of evolutions, and we'll see what works for us.
I said it last week. We're gonna try shit, and some of it's gonna suck. Like, that's just the reality of it, you know. We're gonna try stuff. Some of it's gonna suck. Some of it's gonna be great. And in the middle, we're gonna, you know, we'll try to find a sweet spot and allow the channel to grow. And that's because that's the thing is, like, you know, for us to continue to do this. Like, last month we had about 3,000, like 3,500 new subscribers. Like, that's awesome. But that's not going to cut it, right? For us to realistically make it, like, we need to double that, triple that, and that for that to be consistent throughout the year to where our audience is consistently growing. So that's why when we say, hey, tell your friends, get the word out, like, that's why it's so important, because, like, we have to continue to grow, because if you don't evolve and you don't grow, you die. And that's the reality of it on YouTube. Is like how many YouTube creators that are so much bigger than us right now. You look at the H3 Productions, like fucking multi-million,
6 million subs
6
or
million
whatever.
subscribers. And they're
Are
like,
they at 6 million?
I don't know.
well, whatever it is. Let's say a million, whatever.
Yeah.
At 1 million subscribers, you should be fucking going crazy with your channel. 500,000 subscribers, you should be making bank with your channel, right? And these guys have multiple million subscribers, and they're like, yeah, we're leaving YouTube.
There's also a big difference.
Oh,
too.
sure, I understand
like,
that.
And like, I don't know any of the people over at H3, but they do completely seem like they know if they don't have a spot of drama running, that they don't have fuel in the tank.
Yeah.
Like, they are a vehicle that runs on drama.
Yeah.
That is just my opinion from watching how they've grown. So for them, of course, they're doing something fucking dramatic. Like, I bet you they're absolutely financially fucking fine, or else they're doing something idiotic, because I've seen the revenue from a channel even smaller than that, and it's not that fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like, if they have a channel with their views, they have, I know, like last time I saw, I'm pretty damn sure they had well over 1 million subs, and their views were all doing over 100K easy.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that many people as far as I know. It's like 6 people.
Yeah.
I think it's...
Who, H3?
Yeah, I think it's the guy, his wife. There's like 2 other dudes and 2 editors, I think. If you're 3 million with that, like, with your views like that, you are not... You have fucking issues if you are not doing well financially.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's just it, though. It's like, man, if we just had
Yeah, could you imagine if y'all were... You would not be worried if you were at 3 million subs and every video is doing 300K. You would not be the slightest bit worried about shit.
No, but nobody should be.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
Those guys are just making drama to keep the engine running, I'm pretty sure. Not to shit on them. I don't know. I'm just saying
Well, we should
that's
do that.
what it looks like.
We should start Drama Attack.
Oh, God.
Wasn't there a channel
Another
just like
attack.
that?
There's Drama Alert.
Drama Alert.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit, it's weird how much people give a shit about YouTube drama these days. I guess
Dude,
I
it's
still
nuts.
find it weird that people give a shit about YouTube stuff in general.
Yeah.
Like, it's awesome.
Chelsea,
Trust me, but it's strange.
Chelsea was saying like the beauty tutorials and makeup channels on YouTube, they fucking run on that shit. Like
Drama?
yeah, just a like constant cycle of them like yelling at each other or some shit like that. Like
I'm pretty sure they know too. Like, I mean, I can't imagine because I've seen a lot of that shit happen where, you know, it comes up on Facebook and it's like these people hate each other on the internet, and like both their videos where they're talking shit about each other, well over 1 million views. And it's like, okay, I think these people are just like, this would be great. Like, you know, boxing used to do it. Like,
well, dude,
it's not a new fucking game.
I mean, controversy is king, right? I think everyone can agree on that. But the thing is, like in the gaming space, right, it doesn't benefit anybody. As somebody who's like been thrust into
No,
fucking,
but there's not
like,
much in the gaming space.
No, there is, but it's not related to YouTube channels. There's too much in the gaming space, but it's not related to the gaming channels. Right? It's
That's fair, yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where it's like, dude, like that's why it's so much fun. Like the reality is most people like each other, right? Most people do. That's why when we do kind of fun, like you know, Game Attack versus Kind of Funny versus Mega 64 or whatever, like we genuinely like those guys. It's just a giant fucking act that because somebody has to be a heel, you know, and that's fucking awesome. That's so fun to do.
They're all
you
really
know?
nice. Yeah, Mega 64, all those people, super nice.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just to wrap it all. Yeah, dude, I'm excited. I'm still excited. I'm ready to go. It's just obviously it's really stressful.
Yeah,
so
we got to grow.
You'll do it.
Yep,
we'll do it in time. We'll do it with your help.
Oh, well, look at that.
Sweet.
That's not gonna help.
That one's for the thumb.
Yeah. Oh, was it? Was that for the thumb?
Oh, I was asking you actually.
I don't know if you should use that as a thumb. That seems way creepier.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna attract people with that one.
Support our channel. Oh man! All right, John, you want to take us out with the dance? Let's move it out. Let's go.
Okay, here, I'll pick it up with you, boy.
Let's go. Oh, hey, real quick, while you're moving that, let me give the new super chatters and all the people who have sponsored. Oh, watch the cord. All right, let's see. Sassy Sauce says, am I a disgrace for not liking double stuffed Oreos? Yes. Sorry, Sassy Saucy. Oh, man, that's rough. Blake McCormick.
The thin Oreos are better.
Dose Money. Can we get a nice string of motherfucks for bowling? That was in the chat. Dose Money is a new sponsor. Thanks so much. Clovis. I said, how can you breathe? Caleb Huddleston. It's the Bilderbergs. It must be. Marcus Ryan said, oh shit, hold on. Where is it? Come on. Oh, there it is. Hold on. I'm almost there. Oh, we doing it? Okay, good.
Keep going.
Take it out.
Yeah, while you're reading, Craig.
Marcus Ryan, Boland's buying breakfast. Yo, Matthew Smith. Craig is a government alien. Dose Money. What if the other life forms are carbonara based, not carbon based? That's pretty funny. Matt Hoffman. I hear Sam. If we were looking for sex bots, I hear you, Sam. If we were looking for more sex bots and they were easily accessible, a lot of people would stop caring. Robo Manito, love me some sex robot talk. Caleb Huddleston, gents. Title this try hard. Deus Sex Machina. Yo, that's funny. Quentin F. Hey guys, recent college graduate. Can't send more. But now, for here, I always respect people that can put their balls on in their hands and go for it. Thanks, Quentin. Cody McKinney, thanks so much for the super chat. Clay Dizzle, did I get in? I'm keeping my arm up. It's so pretty. Oh shit, what's going on? Freddie Glazier, new sponsor. Thanks so much. Alan Dite, MX, Sam, how much money do I need to throw at you to convince you to stay? I forgot as a new sponsor. Dylan Olson, $2. Matthew, keep up the work. Good work, guys.
How many names you got?
Did I do? New sponsor. Rigel Castillo, new sponsor. Darth Fox 24, thanks so much. Vilter Drecki,
some more.
2 singles for
He likes to
John.
dance a lot. Look at that hair.
Sleepy Time Beer with the final super
John's
chat
got
of
a
the
green
night.
shirt on, and he's
Bowling
got
shit
some
on
nice
his wife's story.
John's got a nice shirt. Yes, he does tonight. Oh, that's it.
You guys have a great week. We'll see you guys. Don't forget, Try Harder is coming up next. It was better late than never last week, but it'll be up on time this week. Make sure you become a first member. It really supports us. See you guys. Good job, John. Now you got to run over there and turn it off. What a fucking show. What a fucking show we have. So wiggly.